There are 5 kinds of places you should not buy your silver from, and one of them will take your money and never send you a single ounce. I have watched good, careful people get burned by every one of these, folks who did everything else right, who studied premiums and spot and picked good coins, and then handed their money to the wrong seller and lost it. Stay with me all the way to the end, because I am counting these down from 5 to 1, and the number one place, the most dangerous of them all, is the one dressed up to look the most trustworthy. It is the prettiest storefront on the whole list, and it is a trap, and I will show you the one tell that gives it away every single time. For years the story was simple. You bought your silver from the coin shop in town, from a man you could look in the eye and shake hands with. Now the whole world is a storefront on your phone, and most of it looks just as real as the real thing. That is the danger. A scammer with a good website looks more legitimate than an honest dealer with a plain one. The old rule still saves you, though, if you remember it. If a deal is too good to be true, it is not a deal, it is bait. I'm Hank, and I've stacked real silver and gold for 35 years. I've got nothing to sell you, and this is just what I've learned. Not money advice, so do your own homework before you spend a dime. If you like knowing how this stuff really works, hit subscribe. It's free and it helps me keep making these. Let's get into it. Let me paint you a picture first, because I want you to feel how this actually happens. Since it does not happen to fools, it happens to smart, careful people. A fellow does his reading, he learns what spot is, he learns about premiums, he decides he is finally ready to buy his first real ounces. He searches around, and he lands on a website that looks better than any coin shop he has ever seen, clean and professional, and full of glowing reviews. And the prices, oh, the prices are wonderful, better than anywhere else by a mile. He thinks he found a hidden gem, a dealer the crowd has not discovered yet. He sends off a few $100s excited, and he waits, and he waits. The tracking number never works, the emails stop getting answered, the phone number, if there ever was one, rings nowhere. And slowly it dawns on him that the money is simply gone, and there was never any silver at all. He did everything right except the one thing this whole video is about. He did not know how to spot the seller who was too good to be true. Number 5 on the list is the cheap goods app, the kind that ships everything straight from overseas. You have seen these, rock-bottom prices on absolutely everything under the sun, and somewhere in there silver. Here is the thing, almost every piece of so-called silver on those apps is plated. It is a whisper of silver over some cheap base metal, and most of the time the listing will even tell you so. If you read closely, it says silver plated right there in the description. So at least they are half honest about it. But the point stands. That is not stacking silver, that is buying a shiny trinket that will never be worth more than the pot metal underneath. Even on the rare listing that swears it is the real thing, I would not risk a dime, because you have no way to know, and no way on earth to get made whole if it is fake. So here is your action, and it is simple. If the word plated appears anywhere in the description, close the page, and if it does not say plated but the price is a fraction of what real silver costs, assume it is plated anyway, and they just left the word out. You are shopping for pure silver, and nothing less counts. Number 4 is the giant handmade and crafts marketplace, the one built for people selling things they make at home. Now that is a lovely place to buy a candle or a knitted scarf or a birdhouse. It is a poor place to buy precious metal. I have seen listings there for a silver dollar at a few dollars, which is flatly impossible for the real thing, and a whole pile of plated pieces dressed up in nice photos to look like real bullion. It was never designed to sell gold and silver. There is no real check on what is being sold, and you are trusting a stranger with no accountability and no reputation to protect. I do not care how good a particular listing looks or how nice the seller seems in the messages. I would not buy my silver there, and I would tell my own family the same. Match the store to the goods. That marketplace is for crafts. It is not for your stack, and no bargain there is worth the risk of a fake. Number 3 is the social media marketplace, and I want you to hear the nuance on this one because it matters, and I do not want to paint with too broad a brush. I am not talking about the private stacker groups. There are wonderful private groups full of honest collectors who buy and sell to each other, and those can be a fine place to trade with trusted members who have a long history in the group. That is a whole different animal, and I have made good deals that way myself. What I am warning you about is the open public marketplace listings, the free-for-all where anybody can post anything. There it is, the Wild West. Half the listings are plated and admitted in tiny print at the very bottom. Some show a real-looking coin and describe it as a silver coin, when what they actually mean is silver in color, not silver in content, and they are banking on you not catching the difference. And the honest-looking deals are usually priced too good to be true, or roped together so you have to buy 5 to get the one good price, which turns out to be no bargain at all once you do the math. So here is the rule. In the public marketplace, assume too cheap means fake. If you must buy there, meet in person in a safe public spot, weigh the coin, and test it before a single dollar changes hands. And a real coin has a known weight and a known size and even a known ring to it when you tap it. Learn those before you go. Stay in the trusted private groups and buy only from sellers with a long, clean record. I saw one of these with my own eyes not long ago. A listing showed a gleaming coin. The photo was just gorgeous, and the title said Silver Eagle, $40 for 5 of them. 5 eagles for $40. Now 5 real eagles are worth many times that, so my radar went off the instant I read it. I scrolled to the fine print, and buried down at the very bottom, in tiny gray letters it said, Collectible Novelty, Clad, Silver in Color, Silver in Color. That is the whole trick, right there in 3 little words. They photograph a real-looking coin, they put the word silver up in the title, and they are betting their whole business on you never reading down to the line where they admit the thing is not silver at all. If a marketplace price makes your heart jump, that jump is the exact reaction they engineered on purpose. Read every last word before you believe a single one of them. Number 2 is the overpriced mail-order coin club, the slick operation that fills your mailbox with glossy offers and your television with late-night ads. These are not scams in the sense that you get nothing, you do get your coin. The trap is the price and the strings attached to it. They dangle a deal that sounds wonderful, 6 coins for face value, or 2 coins for the price of 1, and when you actually run the numbers, the price of that 1 coin is 2 or 3 times what any honest dealer down the street would charge. So the deal for 2 is a terrible price for 2, dressed up to feel like a gift, and here is the real hook, the one that catches folks for months. A lot of them will send you a coin cheap, get your card on file, and then slip you into a subscription that ships you overpriced coins every single month and charges your card for them, on and on, until you finally notice and fight your way out of it. They do explain it, in the fine print, buried in a spot they are betting you will never read. There is no deal in there that would tempt an experienced stacker, and if a veteran would run from it, so should you. Your action: read every single word before you give a card number, and never ever let anybody put your payment on file for automatic anything. If they need your card kept on file to give you a deal, the deal is the bait and your card is the catch. And I have a soft spot on this one, because it is so often our parents and grandparents who get roped in. The offers look so official, they arrive in the mail on nice heavy paper. They talk about the flag and history and legacy and heirlooms for the grandchildren, and an older person trusts a letter like that the way they were raised to. If you have folks in your life who stack or collect, do them a quiet kindness and take a look at what they have been buying. You might save them a real pile of money, gently, and they will never even know how much. Now, before I give you number 1, let me re-tease it, because this is the one that empties bank accounts. Everything so far costs you a little. This one can cost you everything you send it, and it can happen in a single afternoon. Here it is. Number 1 is the slick scam website with prices nobody on earth could actually beat. And this is the cruelest one of all, because it looks the very best. Beautiful site, professional photos, an about page, a contact page, a track your order page, glowing 5-star reviews stacked to the ceiling, even pictures of happy customers holding their coins. Somebody spent real time and real money making it look flawless. And then you scroll down, and you see a genuine 1-ounce silver eagle for $17, 10 1-ounce bars for $100, prices that are simply not possible for real metal, not for anyone, not ever. So here is the one tell that unmasks every single one of them, and I want you to carry it for the rest of your stacking life. A real 1-ounce silver coin can never ever cost less than the silver inside it. It is impossible. No honest seller can sell you an ounce of silver for less than an ounce of silver is worth, because they would lose money on every sale until they went flat broke. So when you see real metal priced far below what the silver itself costs, you are not looking at a generous dealer having a sale. You are looking at a thief with a good web designer. The coins are not underpriced, they do not exist. You send your money, and nothing ever comes, because there was never any silver to send in the first place. And there are more tells, once you know to look. How do they want to be paid? A scam site pushes you toward the payment methods you can never claw back: a wire transfer, a crypto payment, a gift card, anything with no way to reverse it. An honest dealer takes normal payments with normal protections. Look for a real phone number that a human being answers, a real street address you can actually find, and a business with years of history behind it, not a website that popped up last month. Look up the reviews somewhere other than their own site, because the glowing ones on their own page were written by the same people who built the trap. And it is not that you were greedy for wanting a good price. They engineered the whole thing: the fake reviews, the stock photos, the flawless site, the irreversible payment, to make a lie look exactly like the truth. Do not feel foolish, feel warned. And watch for the pressure, because a scam site loves to rush you. Only 3 left in stock. Sale ends at midnight. Somebody in your town just bought this one. All of it designed to get your heart racing and your guard down, so you click and pay before your good sense catches up. An honest dealer has no need to stampede you. The metal will be there tomorrow and the day after, at an honest price. Anytime a seller is pushing you to hurry, slow all the way down. Speed is the scammer's best friend and your worst enemy. So let me give you the other side of it, the good side, because I do not just want to scare you off, I want to point you somewhere safe. Here is how you actually check a seller before you trust them with $1. Look for real longevity, a business that has been around for years, not a website that appeared last month. Look for a physical street address you can find on a map, and a phone number that a real person answers when you call it, and go ahead and call it before a big order. Look for membership in the recognized industry groups, the professional associations serious dealers belong to. Read reviews somewhere other than the seller's own website, because the ones on their own page were written by whoever built the trap. And here is my favorite simple test. Find the price of the exact same coin at 2 or 3 big, well-known, established dealers, the household names in this business. Now you know what real is. Anybody selling far below that pack is not a hero. They are a warning sign. And once your metal does arrive, from anyone, test it before you relax. Weigh each piece, because a real coin has an exact known weight, and a fake is nearly always off somewhere. Learn the ping test, the long clear ring real silver makes, when you balance it on a fingertip and tap it, against the dull clunk a fake gives you. A cheap magnet helps too, because real silver and gold are not magnetic, so if the piece pulls to a magnet, it is lying to you. None of this takes any special skill or fancy gear. It takes 2 minutes at the kitchen table, and it catches the fakes that slip past even a careful buyer. I will give you 2 honorable mentions while we are at it. Places that are not scams but will still cost you money. The television shopping channels, with the friendly hosts and the countdown timers, tend to charge wild premiums for coins you could buy far cheaper from a plain dealer, so enjoy the show but do your buying elsewhere. And pawn shops are a mixed bag. Some are fair, and a few even double as real coin shops, but plenty will either overpay price their metal to tourists or lowball you hard when you sell. If you deal with one, know your spot price and your premiums cold before you walk in, and compare, always compare. Here is the knowledge that makes you scam-proof for life, and it is not the least bit complicated. Learn what silver costs today, the spot price, and learn the normal premium on the common products, a few dollars over spot for a silver eagle, closer to spot for a generic round or a bigger bar. Once those 2 numbers live in your head, every scam on earth falls apart right in front of you, because a scam has to dangle a price that is impossible, and now you know impossible the second you see it. A silver eagle for $17, when the silver in it alone is worth more than that? Impossible. 10 ounces of silver for $100, when 10 ounces of real metal costs far more? Impossible. You do not need to be an expert or a genius, you just need to know what real costs so that fake can never hide from you. That single habit, holding every offer up against what real metal actually costs that day, is the whole game, start to finish. Now let us pull back and look at the whole sweep of it. Every one of these 5, From the plated trinkets to the beautiful fake, preys on the very same thing, the hope of getting more silver for less money than the metal actually costs. And that hope is the one thing you have to guard against hardest, because in this business, a price that is too good is not luck, and it is not a sale, it is bait every time. Real silver is bought from real dealers with a real history, a physical address, a phone number a human being answers, and a reputation that took years to build and would take one scam to ruin. It is not glamorous, it will not be the lowest price on the whole internet, but your metal will actually arrive, real and full weight, and that is the only kind of deal worth making. You did not start stacking to gamble your money away on a pretty website. You started to hold something real, something no bank and no screen could take from you. So do not hand it to a stranger for a price that was never real. Buy it from someone real, and buy it to keep. Say the tells back to yourself so they stick. Too cheap to be real. Payment you can never claw back. No phone, no address, no history behind them. Reviews you cannot check anywhere else. A clock ticking to rush you along. Any one of those is a yellow flag. Two or more of them together, and you close that tab and you keep your money in your pocket. Because here is the thing worth holding on to. You did not come to silver to get rich quick, and you did not come here to gamble. You came because you wanted something solid in a world that feels more and more like smoke. Wealth you can hold in your hand that no bank can freeze and no screen can erase. A scammer takes exactly that from you, the security you were reaching for, and hands you back nothing but a hard lesson. So guard it. The few minutes you spend checking a seller, comparing a price, calling a phone number, that is not paranoia, that is you protecting the very thing you started stacking to protect in the first place. An honest dealer will never mind you doing your homework. Only a thief is in a hurry for you to skip it. Before you go, do me a favor and drop a comment below with just two things. First, tell me about a too good to be true silver deal you either walked away from or got burned by, so the next stacker reading learns from it for free. And second, tell me the places you actually trust to buy from, the ones that have never once done you wrong, because your good word might steer a newcomer somewhere safe. I read every comment I can, and the stories you all share teach me things I never would have learned on my own. Thank you for spending this time with me, friend. Stack smart and look after yourselves.